All right. Hey,
Breathe.
so we are back with a special episode of the IDP Guys. We've been off the air for about a year now, right, Johnny? And here we come with a special. Those who know our show remember our best moments came in our food comp specials. And Johnny and I are here with three special guests to really kick it off. So this entire episode will be 4th of July food comps, comparing them to, I don't know, we got fantasy football players or IDP. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know if we've put any labels on, especially like specifically what we're doing, but I know mine are all IDP. But so really quick, want to jump in and introduce our guests, and then we'll wrap it back around to Johnny here. And so first off, a man that hasn't been on this show in a very long time, Mr. Tipster Gary. What's going on, dude? Welcome back to a defunct show.
Hey, man, I'll tell you, I was excited from the get go when this idea came up because, and especially getting the chance to, like I said, I haven't been on an IDP guys stuff. I haven't. What's it been? 3 years? 4 years?
4
I don't
years,
know.
gotta be.
Yeah.
Feels like forever, man. And I'm just excited to try this. I probably didn't do my homework very well. I'm more excited to hear the rest of your guys' stuff, to tell you the truth. So we'll just make fun of mine and move on later.
No worries, no worries. Craig, welcome to the show. At Roto Heat Kraig. To introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I greatly appreciate it. I love watching your guys' reading your guys' stuff, watching you guys on Twitter, how that goes. My main stuff is over on Roto Heat, where you can find most of my articles and videos. I do host a show on Tuesday nights / it might be changing Monday nights here with Gary about IDP for gridiron ratings, getting offensive. So glad to be here, and thanks for having me.
Awesome. And JJ, I feel like I just met you already. Like, I feel a little kinship with the fact that you kind of run the thing over there with getting defensive a little bit. And the last show we were on, you were definitely producing the shit out of that, which was awesome. Very much appreciated. So give a little introduction to our listeners.
Thanks, Nate. I'm so happy to be here. I love the IDP guys. I'm a subscriber. Love you guys. Love your work. Love working with you. I'm JJ. I'm the host of the Rider Dynasty podcast. I also host Getting Defensive on Thursday nights, opposite of Craig. Love IDP, longtime IDP manager. So I am excited for tonight's episode. I have some really scorching food takes.
Ooh, there we go. Yeah. Well, that's fair. Just don't burn them, on the barbecue. So
I know both these dudes really well. They're why I'm here. I'm telling you, this is I know both of these dudes. So I anticipate your guys' stuff being really good too, but it's going to be tough. I ought to judge. I'm going to sit back and judge.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
Yeah, so it's a little gridiron ratings IDP guys mashup for this episode, but it would not be a true IDP guys episode without Johnny the Loose Booty. What's up, Johnny? How has getting back from Ohio been?
Good, thank God. Gary, you got a large state. It took a long time to drive through it.
Yeah, and it's like everybody's asking, "Are you going to Expo?" And I'm like, "Man, I don't know.
That's it's like 6-7 hours from where you are, right? Like,
yeah, but man, I'm old, dude.
Yeah,
I'm old, and I'll tell you that last trip when I went up to Michigan to watch the pregame and then go on down, it was so miserable at that point in time. I don't know. Maybe I might take it a year off, but I'll tell you what, guys, that combine's right over there. Wouldn't that be weird? See me at a rookie combine going, yeah, I ain't getting them.
I'm good, man. It's good to be back. It's good to be doing this show again. It's good to have these guys here. I'm looking forward to all the shenanigans.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I said at the beginning, we're going to be doing 4th of July barbecue food comps. Everyone, you should remember we've done this for Thanksgiving. We've done this for Memorial Day. This is sometimes some of our best material because we just start arguing about food and we forget about the players. But it's all fun in the end. So Johnny, why don't you launch into it? Get us going.
Alrighty, so we broke this down into appetizers, main course, dessert, and drinks. Everything you need at a good, 4th of July barbecue. So we're gonna look at each category, each food, compare that food to an IDP or offensive player. We suggested IDP, but anything will fly, I guess. And yeah, that's really the name of the game, and you'll get it as you listen. So I guess I'll start us off here with potato salad, which is it's a traditional appetizer for those 4th of July barbecues. My potato salad this year is Zach Cunningham. Zach Cunningham, with his 60.2 PFF grade, is up drastically from his days as a Texan, where that grade was hot dog shit. Disclaimer, by the way, we're going to swear. Too late, but it's already happened. Not safe for work. But yeah, as a Texan, he was hot dog shit. He was not great on the field, terrible in coverage, tardy to camp, skipped COVID tests, and that all eventually resulted in him being cut by the team. Add him now to a confusing Texans linebacker room in competition with David Long, and the payoff just ain't worth the price, much like potato salad that I am not a fan of. So I'm going to skip Cunningham and potato salad. That's my take.
Gotcha. All righty. So before we get to mine, let's hear some of the newer guys here. This is the first time with
Real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, mine's way under par, so no reason to start here.
Actually, that's a great reason to start there. Come on, Gary, throw it out there,
man.
Yeah, who's your potato salad?
All right. I went on an ad campaign, I think. Chunkier, smooth tater salad with the right touch of mustard hits the spot. Sorry. The spot like
dreading a commercial,
Wagner.
Gary?
Yeah. I guess the right touch of mustard hits the spot like Bobby Wagner, but like any mayo-based salad, it's gotten better with age. Just understand Bobby's expiration date might be coming to an end, and we want to make sure we get every last bite before he does.
That was really good, actually. That was really good.
No.
Yeah. Yes. I'm not bullshitting you.
I wasn't like diagnosing any like grades.
No. You can go either direction. That's perfect. Yeah. We're just looking for a comparison. I love that. JJ, what do you got?
Well, thanks, Gary, for going first and somehow comparing the same player to potato salad.
For personal reasons, I hope I've put you on the spot.
So potato salad always looks good, but you always wonder how long has it been out there and how long does it have left? Which is why I picked Bobby Wagner. Inside linebacker, 10 years, looks great, but how much longer is it good? Can't be quite sure, so just be careful if you're drafting him in Dynasty.
Yeah.
Gary.
No, that's beautiful.
Yours was so much better, JJ.
So Gary did copy off of JJ.
Wow.
He did threaten that, didn't he, Kraig?
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's hear it from Kraig now. What do you got?
Well, I did not have Bobby Wagner, although as amusing as that would have been if I could come up with something on the fly, I would. But for me, potato salad is it's all in how you make it. There's so many different kinds of potato salad out there, which makes it way too hit or miss for me. When it hits, yeah, it's great. When it's bad, like you guys said, it's probably been sitting out too long and belongs in the trash instead of on the table. That for me is Minkah Fitzpatrick. Like in over half of his career games, he's had 3 or fewer solo tackles. If he has a big game for you, you love it. If he doesn't make that big play for you, you might as well have left him on the bench. So I'm not a big fan of potato salad, not a big fan of Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, and if you eat too much of them, you could end up with some skid marks in your undies.
That's right. That's right. I love that. Minkah is so hit or miss. Fuck that guy.
Is he the new Eddie Jackson?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So I'm on the same vein with you guys. It's depending on whose house you go to, you might get different styles of potato salad. Just like with Joey Bosa, depending on what league site you're in, you get different types of Joey Bosa.
Right.
Sleeper, you get defensive end Joey Bosa, which is very delicious. MFL, you get linebacker Joey Bosa, which is like potato salad left out for 6 hours in the hot sun.
Yeah.
So not so.
Or somebody dropped some raisins in there.
Yeah, who puts raisins in that stuff?
That's a great comparison. That's so true. Yeah. MFL, what have you done to us?
Continually, unless you're doing true position, which is that's putting a little mustard in that potato salad.
Give us a true edge. Just give us a true edge.
That's it. That's all we want. Give the people.
How hard is that coding to add? I mean, we all kind of dabble and stuff. I knew nothing about coding, but I've seen guys put in like 4 lines and bam, all of a sudden it's there. Imagine that. I don't know.
You did it. You bad talk to MFL. Gary's going to go on a 5-minute rant about how
I love MFL. I love MFL. They're my favorite. You know what I mean? Not the best for redraft necessarily, but I still force it because I love MFL. But
Just
somebody needs something closer to an edge than Sleeper's LBDL, you know?
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
At least there's that. So.
All right. So now you guys got a taste of what this is all about. That's potato salad. Let's move on to an appetizer I'm a much bigger fan of. Corn on the cob. A huge fan of corn on the cob. Even without butter and salt, if it's native, if it's still high quality, right? It'll still be amazing. But with butter and salt, it's even better. It's like Zadarius Smith. He's always amazing. But now this year on the Vikings with Danielle Hunter back on the other side, healthy, coming back from that injury, that's the butter and salt, boys. These two are poised to wreak havoc. Zadarius Smith has had 26 sacks his last 2 full seasons. He's got a PFF pass rush grade of 75.2, making him an elite pass rusher. He is a piece of corn on the cob, and the butter and salt is on the other side with Danielle Hunter.
Nice. I like that. All right. So let's keep this flow that we've got. We've kind of established an order. So let's go with it. Gary, who's your corn on the cob?
Let's see. Corn on the cob, buttery and mainstay of any summer meal. One of the plainer dishes, sure, just like Blake Martinez, but have no doubts is still one of the favorites, as so many flashes in the pan sides have tried to replace them.
I love that.
You're like a haiku when you speak.
Yes.
I love it.
A haiku.
Yeah, it sounds very poetic.
On me or something.
No,
No,
that was excellent. That was excellent.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, Mitch Hedberg once pointed out that corn is named incorrectly. Corn on the cob is just corn. It should be called corn off the cob, right?
Yes, right.
Yes.
So sometimes changing what you call someone makes all the difference, Nate. Joey Bosa is an edge, but MFL has changed his position to linebacker. And guess what? I don't want it as much as if you're going to call it a linebacker. So, not to repeat anything, but Joey Bosa is corn on the cob.
Ooh,
got it.
I like that. I like that line of thinking too. That's good stuff.
Well, when I think of corn in general, I think back to my youth working in the cornfields growing up every summer. I spent a good 10, 12 years detasseling corn and running shifts and all that sort of fun stuff in the middle of Wisconsin where there's, tons of cornfields. It's not Iowa. There's a whole bunch of it there. And what else comes from Wisconsin in the IDP world but the Watt brothers? And when I think of just something that I enjoyed going out there picking that sweet corn to take home, you put it on, you knew it was just going to be fantastic for you no matter what. I think of TJ Watt, a guy that you can just get out there from the middle of Wisconsin, put on your team, and just enjoy it with everything else around you.
Nice. I like that. Those are some corn-fed boys right there.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Corn fed.
All right. So for me, corn on the cob, that's the 101 of a barbecue. That is
Yep.
If it's there, like you've got to get it, especially if it touched that grill. Delicious. The problem is it takes up so much space on your plate. You end up not being able to get as much. That's just like Darius Leonard. If you pay up for him, you're not getting as good of other players because you got to get him, so early in your drafts. But he's essentially like the 101 of IDP almost. Outside of, TJ Watt recently, but that's even harder to get. But Darius Leonard, corn on the cob, another corn-fed bull.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
These are great so far. I love all the different approaches. This is beautiful. All right, I feel like we're gonna have a similar theme here with baked beans. So baked beans is our next appetizer we're gonna look like. Also never been a fan of baked beans. I'm gonna just read what I wrote here. If I want to bleed out my asshole, I'll eat Taco Bell or draft Jamal Adams. This safety has been more fragile than glass in a china shop filled with raging bulls. His 47.4 PFF coverage grade is hot dog shit. His regression in the sack department means IDP players across the planet paid a king's ransom for him last season and got nothing. When Quandre Diggs outscores you at safety and his only claim to fame is being alive and having a pulse every week, things aren't going well. Jamal Adams is baked beans. All you're signing up for is pain and punishment.
That is great. Good job, Johnny.
Well done.
Thank you.
Poetry. It's for another poet here. Come on, Gary. Lay the riff.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Baked beans. Although baked beans have been a staple, why are there always leftovers? A constant in our showcase because everyone wants that easy dish. And just like the Bills, Trevon Edmonds, even with bacon added on top, it still always looks like it came out of the can.
Yeah.
I love that.
Can't disagree. For me, the deep reds and browns, combined with glistening bacon to entice you in. I love all of that. But I haven't had good baked beans in a long time, and because they always end up terrible. Trevon Diggs is baked beans. Sure, I know you picked him up last year, cheap. He delivered tons of splash plays, but we know that doesn't happen often, right? We've been around this game it's not going to happen in back-to-back. So what's going to happen? You're going to dig in, you think it's all glistening and sweet, and you're going to get those interceptions, and it's just mushy beans. That's Trevon Diggs if you draft him this year. Mushy beans.
Mushy
Yeah.
beans.
It's like when you feel like you got to poop, but it's all fart.
Oh.
Hey,
Yes.
the first thing that came to mind, I wanted to ask a question. My wife tells me how bad
When you're talking
and
about
rude,
poop, the first thing you
how
think of
bad
is your
and
wife.
rude the word moist is to use. Why can't we use the word moist?
Oh, for food, it's fine, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only when referring to cornbread or a nice cake.
Yeah.
Now I got to rewrite some shit.
Oh, you're good.
kidding.
You're good. All right. Good
Use it
stuff,
all you
Craig.
want, Gary. Some
What do you
people
got?
just don't like the sound of it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you've heard that.
So, oh yeah, I've heard that people don't like it, and I don't quite care. So whatever.
Right.
Baked beans, starchy, goopy, gross mess that gives you gas. It's uncomfortable to look at, much less to eat. And for me, unfortunately, throughout his career, that's been Alex Anzalone, linebacker for the Detroit Lions. Third round, people got excited about him being down there in New Orleans. He just hasn't panned out. He's been uncomfortable to have on your team. And you just can't trust it, just like you can't trust yourself after you decide to eat that. I don't know why you would, but just if you draft him, you can't trust yourself, just like eating it. So
It's
I
a crap.
both those. Yeah, I love both those on Diggs and.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God! Who would you just talk
Anzalone.
about? Yes, Anzalone.
Your
Which
guy.
I should know but yeah, and I agree. He's definitely hit the wall up here, man. He had it last year and stayed there. He just he never had that ceiling coming, did he? He's disappointing.
Okay, so I took a different avenue with baked beans. I enjoy baked beans. It's one of the dishes that I generally usually grab, and when I do that, I mean, there is a consequence to that.
Yeah.
So a player that also would have plenty of gas left in the tank, Roquan Smith is a is a guy that I like getting. I will pay up for him. I'll make sure that if I can, I will get him on my plate, and there will be plenty of gas throughout the season as I partake each week.
Plenty of gas. I love that. That's true.
Mhm.
All right, good stuff. So that was the appetizers, my friends. Let's move on to the main course. So at your 4th of July barbecue, there are going to be some traditional main courses. We'll start with the hot dogs, right? There's always got to be a hot dog. Hot dogs are made up of leftovers of all different kinds of meats. They're okay, not great. They don't become really good unless you add something to them. Chili, cheese, bacon, things like that. My hot dog is Bobby Okereke. On his own, he's pretty good, not great, decent. But when you get that yearly Darius Leonard injury that comes, as is tradition, then he gets the chili, the cheese, the bacon, and the other condiments that make him really good. I'll always eat a hot dog, but if it's got chili and cheese, then I'm really excited.
Nice.
Love it.
I guess I'll just go
All right,
ahead.
Gary.
Then, right? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Potted meat in a tube, an American favorite, and often smothered with ingredients like ketchup, mustard, onion, chili, and cheese. But no matter what, just like Jermaine Baker, sizzles sizzles on the grill gives me something that doesn't need all those. Give me something instead that doesn't need all those ingredient hypes, and basically is nothing but a Vienna sausage.
I love that. I've got a
I
similar.
think I had some typos. I kind of just
No, that
read
was
through
good.
them.
I've got a Jerome Baker take that's very similar coming up. I like that.
Nice.
Well, guys, some things in life are a mystery. Who built the pyramids? Who killed JFK? Why are the most handsome fantasy analysts all in IDP? Nobody knows, right? But what the heck is really in a hot dog? Do we even want to know? Micah Parsons is the hot dog of IDP. He is made up of a bunch of different things, but ends up great. He plays for Dallas. Boo. He went to Penn State. Yay. He's playing D-line. Huh? But he's doing it well. Yay. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter all these pieces that go into Micah Parsons. We're just going to slap him on a split top bun, slathered in cheese and chili and onions. And I want another one. That's all I know.
Yeah, that was that's
Yeah.
the best one so far.
There we go. All right, Craig, take it away.
Well, Nathan's hot dog eating contest started on July 4th in 1916. Like them or not, hot dogs are as American as anything else we have these days. Technically, we took them from the Germans, yeah, but cultural appropriation is pretty American too, so we're going to go with it. What is more American than a collegiate consensus All-American on America's team? JJ, you stole off my sheet when I was writing this down. It's Micah Parsons. People love to hate hot dogs. They love to hate on America's team, and pretty soon Micah Parsons is going to take over as the guy on America's team that people love to hate.
Nice. There we
Beautiful.
go. All right. So while you guys zig, I zag. I think of the hot dog. I think of the great debate that's happening all over the world for years. Is a hot dog a sandwich, or is it just a hot dog? What is it? Like, what is it defined as? Does it fit in this role? Does it fit in that role? Is it a linebacker? Is it a safety? Jeremy Chin. What is he? So obviously, while you have dual designation on sleeper MFL, I think he's just a safety. But on the field, he's playing in the box. He's taking linebacker snaps. He's doing things that just score. And it's awesome and it's delicious. I will take a hot dog every time. Throw a little ketchup, mustard on it. Got to be spicy. And but see, I think a hot dog's a sandwich. and that's what I'll rest my case on.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that one. The fact that he came in last year, coming in looking like an Oscar Mayer, but ended up like a store brand, and now looking like a ballpark. Shit, give me some.
Good shit.
Oh Jesus! Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. All right, moving on to hamburgers. You can't have a 4th of July barbecue without a hamburger. I've also never been a fan of hamburgers, to be honest. They're kind of bland, and much like hot dogs, they need a lot of accessories to make them decent. Shout out to you, Gary, because my hamburger is Jerome Baker. Bland, not exciting. His only real claim to fame is that he plays a lot. And that's not even true. He plays on the Dolphins defense. You're just as likely to get Andrew Van Ginkel as Jerome Baker any given Sunday with that shit show defense. Nothing exciting at all. Just like hamburgers. I'll pass. Thank you.
Nice.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, Gary, it's on you.
Huh.
Oh, hamburgers.
Meatloaf balls at their best, cooked to order just like Roquan Smith. Lean and mean with a charcoal crisp with lettuce, tomato, and all the fixins. Smith may be best served medium rare, but it won't matter in the end because everything he is well done.
Oh.
A wordsmith.
Wow. A
Yeah,
lyrical genius. Gary, that was beautiful.
I was writing this a couple hours ago. This is shit.
No, this is
You're right, Gary. You're terrible. You want us to say, come on, man.
I'm serious.
Oh,
I was warned you.
I would put that
Thank
on a
you.
greeting
Thank
card.
you.
That's how pretty it was.
Thank you.
All right. Well, everybody loves the pictures of hamburgers, right? That we see in advertisements. They always look delicious and juicy. But when you cook them, they shrivel in these tiny little hockey pucks. Kenneth Murray is this hamburger. Sure, he looked great in college, right? 6'2", 241, ran a 4.52. I was happy the Chargers finally got a starting linebacker who we could roster in IDP. Well, he turned into a burnt puck. Last year, PFF ranked him 83rd with a 34 overall grade. He can't stop the run or cover or rush the passer. You better throw a piece of cheese on him and hope that covers the taste. Oh.
Wow. Very good. All right, Craig, what do you got for us?
Hey, everyone's hating on hamburgers here. Jeez. To me, hamburgers are a fun, versatile piece, and the utility of it changes based on what it is with. You can put anything on a hamburger. You can put eggs, there's coleslaw, your classic pickles, onions, ketchup, mustard, whatever you really want. To me, that's Marlon Humphrey. How he is used changes on who is around him. You can use him all over that secondary. You can use him closer to the box. He is just a quality, safe option that, to me, you cannot go wrong with, and I'd love to have at my barbecue or on my team.
nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm with you, Craig. I like hamburgers. I think they're a staple. They're reliable. But you know what? Not always is it the main center of a barbecue. People come in with, chicken or hot dogs, and sometimes hamburgers is something you have to special request. You can still get it, but it's not always like as important. Much like Aaron Donald, because if you're not playing in a DT league, he's not as important. He's just another lineman. He fits in the defensive end group with enough value. But sometimes, depending on the barbecue you're at, you might not necessarily, be focused on him. So Aaron Donald is my hamburger.
Nice.
Okay. Like that.
Yep.
All righty, we're moving on. Last two main courses, we got steak. So steak is, let's be honest here, the king of meats, right? Whether it's New York strip, a ribeye, or a filet, it's always worth the price of admission, much like Myles Garrett. With double-digit sack seasons going back through 2018, he's always excellent, just like your favorite cut of steak. His 92.7 PFF pass rush grade is amongst the very best, and you'll pay the price of any good T-bone to acquire him. When you want the finest quality, you pay the price and you draft Myles Garrett.
Yep.
Nice.
Prime rib.
Yeah. All right, Gary, what do you got for us?
Whose house you're at matters when you have steak. Cooked too slow, things can be rough. Not the right cut, no problem. Add your favorite steak sauce. But I'll be eating in New York Stadium, where prime pieces like Xavier McKinney have aged just right. And with the prices right, throw me some McKinney taking opportunities on the grill any night. Yeah, that
Nice.
one. See, that is the one. That was the one. I was like, man, that sucks.
You needed some ketchup on that, Gary.
I'll come back to that one.
Put a slice of cheese on it.
Yeah, it needed something.
So whenever my wife plans a picnic, I have to check the guest list to make sure if I'm doing a burgers and dogs picnic or if I'm reaching for the strip steaks. The steaks are for the fancy people, right? The people who get to pick early in drafts. That is why TJ Watt is the steak. Productive, good injury history, puts up great sack numbers year after year. But he's always off the board before I get to pick. I want steak. I want TJ Watt. I just can't afford it.
Oh my god.
We had similar lines of thinking there, JJ. To me, steak it's a bit fancier. You're not having it at every barbecue, at least, ones I go to. It's not always there. Sort of like people that play in those interior defensive lineman leagues that had been previously mentioned here. But when you are playing in those, a big, beautiful, perfectly cooked hunk of meat is the best thing on the board. And to me, that screams Aaron Donald. He's done it all. He's not going to come out raw, like a rookie. He's not well done, someone that's been sitting out there for 12 years or more. He's sitting there just beautiful in his prime, and you can sit back and savor the perfection of the craft in the middle of your plate or defense.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he also trains with knives, so
Yeah.
Right.
There you go. Perfect cut.
So
Handy.
there we are. So JJ, I think you were reading off my sheet, but I also enjoy a nice corn-fed, thick steak. And we've talked about this already. TJ Watt is a corn-fed boy, but so steaks, depending on, the party I go to, or, hey, maybe I'm putting it on, and so, yeah, I'm going to pay up for that. But for the most part, in general, it's a little bit too rich for my blood. So that's what it is. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't, but you're definitely paying up for that awesome TJ Watt steak.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I knew it'd have good players with the expensive meats. Okay, last main course, barbecue chicken. So barbecue chicken may not be exciting for many, but a good piece of barbecue chicken is much like a good share of Levante David. Not the most flashy name out there, but always good, always consistent, always reliable, just like a good barbecue chicken sandwich. 100 plus tackles in 8 of his 10 seasons in the league, 100% of snaps every day, including Sunday. Mostly Sundays. The definition of safe production, just like barbecue chicken, is the definition of a safe main course.
There we go.
Chicken is more than a wing or a nugget fired on the grill. That sloppy breast can be so juicy. Seasoned to perfection every time. But
I feel
just
I
like
should turn
Fred,
the lights down.
but just like Fred Warner, no matter how we taste, test, and reseason, his ceiling still tastes like chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
You are a poet. I like this. All right. Who doesn't love barbecue chicken, right? Crispy skin, grilled to perfection, meat falling off the bone, and so, I was going to say moist, and I changed it to juicy for your wife. Slathered on the outside is a tomato and vinegar-based sauce.
Hey,
What
wait
is
a
it, though?
minute. For my wife.
Yeah, you said she doesn't like the word moist.
Right. Okay. All right.
Or,
Right.
no, never mind.
Yeah. There it is.
But you know what barbecue chicken is? It's messy. You didn't get enough napkins. Is it worth getting grass stuck to you because your fingers are now sticky when you're playing cornhole? Now you get some on your shirt. Your wife is mad at you because you look like a slob. Jacksonville defensive end Josh Allen is barbecue chicken. Sure, you can look at stretches like last week, weeks 8 through 11. He averaged 19.5 points per game. But if you had him, you know it's messy. The next 4 weeks, he averaged 5.5 points. Now your wife is mad at you again because you drafted it. Stay away from the chicken.
Well, I went with a bird for my own anyway. It's currently a bird. I went with Deion Jones. He's a guy that you can have him as the centerpiece, and it can turn out just fine for you. But when you dig a little deeper into it, like JJ said, it gets messy real quick. And you just don't know how long that bird's been on the grill. And if it's on there too long, it's overcooked, and you're not going to want anything to do with it. So Deion Jones, it's been great in the past, but he might just be left on there a little too long at this point. And, man, I don't know what I'm getting with him, so I'm leaving that bird alone.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
There we go.
I'm trying to sell that bird on blue light special and getting no takers.
Yeah.
Not even a half price. Come on, pound per pound, people. You never know.
Yep. So to me, barbecue chicken, it's not sexy, but if you fill your your barbecue up with pieces of chicken, kind of like your fantasy leagues, you get a bunch of copies of this player, you can usually do pretty well. Devin White, his ADP is pretty nice, and it's dropping from a year ago when he was going above Darius Leonard. But now you can kind of fill your drafts with some Devin White, and while it's not sexy, it will taste good and feed you.
Yep. Just will.
Okay, those are some delicious main courses right there. Let's get some desserts going. So our first dessert for our barbecue is s'mores. This campfire classic is a delicious send-off to a great 4th of July barbecue. Fireworks and a 2,000-calorie snack to cap off the day. This indulgence is like having Derwin James on your team. Definitely not necessary, but always usually pretty nice. And much like Derwin, it's easy to screw up a s'more by overcooking it. Derwin is easily screwed up by the laundry list of injuries he suffers through season after season.
Bravo.
Yeah, good one.
Chocolate on a cracker, all hot, melty with snow white fluff. That's the CJ Mosley. And as some Tier 1 players' ads are hot, his is not. And because he's not, that first s'more is off the fire and waiting on a serving plate for the second round. I'm happy to take a cooler guy in ADP where I won't burn my mouth.
Ooh.
Gary, I think we need to get you reading like some of those erotic novels. Just get you doing voiceover work. Just the way you're reading something just so simple and making it beautiful, man. You could get a second career.
You're kidding me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Okay, right. Look at me blushing. Jeez, stop, Craig. Go.
All right. Do you want a s'more? Yes. Do you want to make a s'more? No. Sure, I love one right now. Right? Gooey marshmallow, sweet melted chocolate, crispy graham cracker, delicious. But you singed your fingers getting the marshmallow off the stick. Now you burned your mouth because you didn't wait. Now you get marshmallow in your beard and you're at a gosh darn campsite. Can't get it out. Yeah, Jamal Adams is a great player. I loved him on the Jets. Emotional leader, big plays, thudding hits. But those hits led to injuries and missed games. Still delicious. But now he isn't getting the QB as much, and the interceptions aren't there, and forced fumbles have dried up, and you are stuck with Jamal Adams on your team, and you're at a gosh darn campsite. I don't want to deal with it. I just hope somebody offers me two first for that s'more. Thanks, Joe Douglas.
A real fan there. Real fan. Love it.
Jesus.
Well, s'mores were first published in a cookbook in the 1920s, but they were already a hit for those in the know that were in the scouting world, both Girl and Boy Scouts. A simple, timeless classic that doesn't need to change to win. Year after year, it keeps being the summer cookout finale. Cameron Hayward is the s'mores of the defensive line.
Ooh.
33, he has been an IDP staple longer than most current fantasy players have known about IDP. He's been a plug-and-play defensive lineman 2 with DL1 upside almost every year and maintains a beautiful consistency we crave.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yep.
that's a great
Love
comp.
that.
Yep.
All right. So before I get into my s'more, do you guys remember the movie? I want to say it was back in the 90s, Dennis the Menace, the live action.
Walter Matthau is the neighbor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And he takes the s'more and I think it was in like the trailer where it starts burning and he's whipping it back and forth and then it flings and hits him right in the face.
Yep.
So my s'more is Myles Garrett. It's delicious, but if he gets burned, he might hit a white dude in the face.
Oh my God.
That's beautiful.
Jesus Christ.
I'm so glad we put the disclaimer in. Woo.
Phone's going to be ringing. YouTube's going to be leaving messages.
Oh, we'll be fine. We've established
Yeah.
a precedent before. We're fine.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. All right.
Fantastic.
Last dessert, ice cream, right? So
Mhm.
whether
Oh,
it's an
apple pie.
Did I skip it? I my apologies,
Oh
gentlemen.
man, you can't forget
I-
the pie.
I scrolled too far. All right, let's get
Look
into
at that
apple pie. So apple pie is an American classic. It's the staple of any cookout, or one of the staples of many cookout. It's what America is all about. Fireworks, apple pie, hot dogs, and Jordan Poyer, recording 90-plus tackle seasons for the last half decade, are all American traditions unlike any other. No real comparison here, except I like apple pie and I like Jordan Poyer.
Nice.
I like that.
There you go.
Okay. Apple pie, the dessert of good old baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and 4th of July. And just like Aaron Donald, I hope you brought your own.
Yep.
Nice. Nice. Well, I mean, does anyone not like apple pie? I mean, I'll answer that. Communists and people who hate America,
Right.
right? But
That's
apple
it.
pie is old school Americana. And do you know what else is all American and old school? CJ Mosley, 2-time All-American in college, 2-time national champion, Buck Kiss Award winner, now 30, coming off a great season with the Jets. He doesn't have any competition for tackles at the LB spot. Love me, CJ.
Me too.
Sweet.
Me too.
Tasty.
Similar route there, JJ. There's some things that are as classically American as apple pie. Apple pie is one of those delicious, seemingly timeless traditions. And in the vein of that, for IDP, what is more IDP traditional than that 3-down linebacker that will get you high tackles, mid-90s snap share, and some big plays thrown in? And to me, that's currently Roquan Smith. He is a throwback to what made IDP leagues to begin with, and that old faithful that you can trust in.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's good
Yep.
stuff.
Right?
All right. So I love me some warm apple pie. And some people like apple pie with a little bit of cheese on top. And let me tell you, I probably wouldn't, I don't know if I've ever had that or would have it. But if I got myself Buddha Baker in a draft, trust me, I'll be cheesing after I draft him.
So Alamo.
You almost killed me. Jesus.
Mid-drag, you have to be careful, John.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Right.
I like that. We'll be
Yeah.
cheesing.
Yep.
All right, I'm glad we didn't skip that one. Apologies. All right, now we got ice cream. So everyone loves ice cream, just like everyone loves Aaron Donald. Everyone has to mention Aaron Donald at least once in this segment. It's tradition. Specifically, Aaron Donald is like Ben and Jerry's ice cream because he's always expensive, but always worth it. The consistent defensive player of the year contender single-handedly, essentially, won the NFC and Super Bowl with clutch end-of-game plays and remains the undisputed DT1 in all formats headed into the season. You'll pay a steep price in calories and cash to acquire him, but it'll be worth it.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep. Ice cream, smooth, rich, creamy, and cold, swirled in flavors and all those toppings. That's Darius Leonard with 4 years of averaging 121 combined tackles and adding great playmaking as a cherry on the top. And don't forget the player IQ pieces, because we all know sprinkles are for winners.
Sprinkles are for winners. I love ice cream, Gare. I'll take practically any flavor, topping, or even delivery method, right? Cone, dish, sundae, shake. However, I am lactose intolerant, and what initially makes me very happy also results in my unhappiness. I remember trading for Tremaine Edmonds after his rookie year in Buffalo. I was stoked by his LB11 finish his rookie year, and I figured I was getting Darius Leonard light. 4 hours later, I'm hunched on a toilet praying to God to make it all just go away. Last year, linebacker 41, and I am stuck with a run stuffer who isn't particularly great at stopping the run, and a coverage linebacker who can't cover. I am Tremaine Edmonds intolerant.
Just the run stopping, and that paired with lactose intolerant was
so well thought out.
Yeah,
I didn't connect that in here, but
yeah,
worked out well.
Well, I think ice cream is awesome. Ice cream can be used in a variety of different ways. You can have it in a dish, you can have it in a cone, you can deep fry it, do all sorts of stuff, add all sorts of stuff to it. It's just crazy versatile and delicious. To me, that's Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He can play all over the field. He did it all last year for the Browns, graded out well across the board. I get excited when I think about ice cream, just think about what I'm going to get with it and all the different flavor options, and I feel the same about JOK. His versatility and future excites me.
Yep. First in line. First in line.
There you go. All right, so ice cream at a barbecue, it's good, but like I'm probably drinking, and I don't like to mix dairy and alcohol. Just it doesn't work well with my system. Much like Blake Martinez, I'm probably not drafting him, but there are exceptions. If I'm getting oat milk ice cream, I can drink with that and have myself a little bit of Blake Martinez.
Just a little on the side.
Yeah.
I like that. A little
I get
saison.
I get it.
Oh man. All right. We're getting to the home stretch here. We got the drinks. So we've got all kinds of apps and main courses and desserts in us. We got to have something to wash it down, right? So we're going to start with the beer. So I don't drink. I gave up booze a few years back. I find myself breaking out in handcuffs less often and pissing out my ass less often and yakking my guts up less often now that I've stopped drinking. The player that comes to mind when I think of these symptoms is Chase Young. While in IDP land, many in IDP land, myself included, were ready to crown him the next Myles Garrett after his rookie season. But since then, it's been nothing but injury, underwhelming performances, and shenanigans. Those of us that paid a fortune for him have long since felt that we drank a 30-pack of beer and have been hungover ever since.
Nice.
Man.
I like.
Man. There's a lot of people out there going, he's an asshole. Asshole. Give me my beer. All right. Hold my beer, I'll hold yours. So holds Daniel Hunter's brand lager. There's been a bitter aftertaste sometimes in the past, but just like Budweiser and Miller Lite, we always circle back to an original from time to time. So whether I'm drooling over his rookie 40 or pop that cap off the edge with a 6-pack, I'll take the bitter injury risk lightly and an original, because who the hell wants fruit, chocolate, and all this other bullshit you guys are putting in beer nowadays?
You could definitely play, some Edward 40 hands with the Neil Hunter. You just get stuck with them.
Yeah.
Beer. A wise man once said, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. On the 4th of July, everything is always planned out and ready to go, but then you crack a beer and everything slowly unravels. Mm-hmm. Much like drafting Foye Oluokun early in your draft, because he posted, let me check my notes, 192 tackles last year. Is he a good player? He's decent. Will he post 192 tackles this year? Nope. But now you drafted him early, which will make you then have to supplement him through waivers. And now you're chasing points because you should have taken an edge before him. Maybe landed Daniil for his bounce back or Cam Jordan for his 20th season of dominance. But no, you have Chandler Jones or Robert Quinn as your DE1. Good luck.
Well, one beer is cool, refreshing, crisp, and relaxing. It's like when you hit that rookie draft pick that has a great year and makes you feel amazing. But sometimes it catches up to you. You get too drunk on your success, and you wake up next season with a hangover that doesn't go away. For me, that was Bradley Chubb. He had the beautiful first year, and you were feeling great. You wake up next season, he has 4 games, and he's done. You're wondering what happened to you. Next season, you have some hair of the dog that bit you. 2020 looked a little bit nicer. There's some promise. The next season, you look back, and you're feeling drunk, wondering where your life went.
Nice. There it is. Yeah. So, okay, beer is awesome. If you kind of take the theme here, some of us have had to give it up because of, too much awesomeness. And sometimes there's some consequences to that awesomeness. But in moderation, it can be good. Might be moderate due to health reasons or the fact that, it causes some stupidity, like forgetting that he was a DB1 last year, which I did in another podcast. But Derwin James, with moderation, is a good, awesome player. You just don't want too much of him because if he does get injured, you're stuck with the bag.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. We only had one good year. We need to see a couple, don't we?
Yeah, that's a good comp. Okay, a lot of similar themes with beer. I wonder how this one's going to go. So we got soda, right? Any good barbecue needs that cooler full of soda, right? So I love me a good soda, whether that's Werner's, Baja Blast, Avery's. Since I gave up the booze, I now only drink soda, or that's my extravagant dessert, so to say, once a day. It enhances the meal, much like Trayvon Diggs enhances the Cowboys secondary around him. He had a great season last year. Opposing quarterbacks may not throw his way. And what we saw when the effect with that was Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis having career seasons last year. Trayvon Diggs is pretty good as a soda, but he enhances the secondary around him, just like the soda enhances the meal.
Very good.
I like that.
Yep. Soda, bubbly, refreshing, bad as hell for you. This is Patrick Queen's consistency overall performance on the field. And just like name brand stuff you brought, keeping the idea he'll break out in your cooler and use a cup, not because you wouldn't want to share your name brand. We just don't want anyone to know your name brand is 7-Up.
Very nice.
Very nice. Well, soda, it's loaded with caffeine and sugar. And on the 4th of July, worst of all, you have to check for bees if you walk away for a moment, right? Because you have to look in that can, make sure you're not drinking a Hornet. Much like Devin Bush, loaded with speed and energy. Like you had too much caffeine. He flies all over the field, but does nothing for you in the end. You drafted him to be your anchor linebacker, but you walk away for 1 minute, boom, suddenly he sucks. Stick to beer and water. Forget the soda.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep, it's been good.
Soda is still popular, and I'm really not sure why. It might do one thing for you, like give you some energy or taste sweet for a little bit, but it's not good for you. It's loaded in empty carbs. It dehydrates you. It's just blah. It's like Yannick Ngakoue. He does one thing. He might get you a tackle for a loss or a sack, but basically he's just going to be an empty bench filler for you that doesn't do anything. Just wildly inconsistent and overrated.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 4th of July. It is hot out. The sun's beating down, and you're thinking about what to drink. And when you reach for that soda, most of the time it doesn't quench the thirst. If anything, sometimes it can make you more thirsty. You grab a Pepsi, something really thick. But there are times where, that's what you grab. And that's a Daniil Hunter. he's there, and I'm probably going to pass on him. But sometimes I do pick him up. Sometimes I do take that chance and hope that I'm not thirsty afterward.
I hate Pepsi.
Really? Pepsi's okay.
I can't stand Pepsi. Dark colas, man. You go and you get it burns the throat, it goes up my nose. And
how do you drink soda in an aquarium?
7-Up.
It's getting in your nose.
Clear is good. Clear soda is good too. I like
7-Up. I drink 7-Up. It doesn't blow up in my nose. I'm kidding. I don't drink 7-Up. I don't bite Patrick Queen either.
You have something else that blows up in your nose on you?
Yeah. I have problems. Okay. I'm not a big
I'm
fan
just
of
asking.
pop.
I don't know.
I drink beer, milk, cranberry juice for certain reasons, a little bit of grape in it, and I'm good to go.
Oh, Jesus. All right, last two. We got water. So water is super boring, but it's necessary to sustain life. Much like Shaq Thompson is necessary in your LB3, LB4 slot in your dynasty teams. Extremely boring, but also a guaranteed 100% of snaps each week with a solid tackle floor. Shaq Thompson is a vital piece to any linebacker core and is, the model of consistency and reliability, but not necessarily flashy or exciting, much like water.
Oh. Water, the tasteless but necessity of life. My Myles Garrett of IDP. He may be pricey in the bottle, and that bottle has been known to hurt the football environment. But out of the faucet or from the ditch, nothing looks better than bringing a cold, sweaty glass of water when you know it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Environmental. Oh, well, water is the old standard boring drink that is needed everywhere. It is mostly the same, and no matter how jazzed up, right, they try to make it with flavored and carbonated or imported from Fiji. The original is still the best, right? But the best part about water is that it lets you drink more. Cam Jordan is water. Always available. 2 missed games in his entire career. Two missed games. He's needed. He has posted double-digit sacks in 4 of the past 5 years. Nobody acts like they want Cam Jordan, but they need him. Let him slide onto their roster, and they're going to thank you later.
I guess I'll take them.
Right? And then they're just drinking away.
Sure. I got room.
Well, I'll try not to repeat all of this, but like you guys said, water is our lifeblood. It can make us or break us. Getting a big, tall glass of water right when you need it is like striking gold. You sit back, smile, and just enjoy your refreshment. Similar to what finding that perfect waiver wire ad is like. In 2013 through 2016, Jordan Poyer was a no one. In 2017, when he went to the Bills, got him off of waivers after that first week or two, and he has just been everything that you would wanted. That kind of tall glass of water that can refresh you and your team for a long time to come.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
There we go. All right. So for me, water, it's good. It's not great necessarily when you're at a barbecue. Obviously, I go for that beer or what we're going to get into next. But it's also gross when it's lukewarm. Just like Tracy Walker. He's good. He can be great. But when he's lukewarm, not so good.
When Matt Patricia's cutting his snaps, not so good. Yeah.
Right. Actually, he's not so good. He's not.
Beautiful. All right, fellas. Last one. We got lemonade, and that'll do us. So, hold on. My cat just stomped on my phone. All right. So, lemonade is pretty tasty, but due to color and texture, it could easily be confused with pee. Much like TJ Watt always ends up with great season-long numbers, but could be and is easily confused with a consistent linebacker, not defensive line. So hold on. So this is as linebacker, not as defensive line. However, in most places, in most sites, he is a linebacker. That means he's splash play dependent for his production with no tackle floor to speak of. So sometimes you get lemonade, sometimes you get pee.
What's it?
Fair.
Milk, lemonade. Round the corner, fudge is made.
Yeah.
Water tea. Yeah. Yep. Lemonade. It makes me pucker, but give me a slice of lemon or two in my tea. That's Harrison Smith. Tastes great, but sweetly soured. Harrison's not getting any younger, and that contract's all but aged. But just like kids' lemonade stands, as much as I pucker, it's hard to pass. But I'm not buying too many cups of that Kool-Aid version. Give me the fresh squeezed.
Lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink. Love some lemonade. But you know what is strange about lemonade? It all tastes about the same. Whether it's from a powder, fresh from a lemon, or from a can, lemonade is lemonade. The only thing that makes it better is when you buy it from a kid's lemonade stand and you're supporting an emerging capitalist. Much like Minka Fitzpatrick, an emerging capitalist because he just got paid. Is he better than the other safeties? No. Right? He has finished DB4, 23, 21, 50. He's about the same as Curse, Adams, McKinney, Duggar, Simmons, Baker, etc. The only thing that makes him special right now is that he opened a lemonade stand and got a bag this offseason. Don't reach for him. Don't go for it.
Yeah, I'm on the same wavelength as JJ here. To me, lemonade is a subpar one-note drink for kids because it is simple and easy to understand. It always fails when you really want it, and to me, that's aforementioned earlier in the show, Kenneth Murray. He's overrated, but still a favorite of some because, he was a high draft pick, and he was great coming out of college, and he'll get tackles. He can't play in coverage, and he's just a subpar option when there's so many other great drinks and or linebackers out there.
Ooh, yeah.
Gotcha. Well, as I get older, I am maturing a little bit more and maybe not so much always reaching for that beer, especially on hot days. So I want to cool off. I know with my maturity that soda is just going to keep me thirsty. So I reach for that lemonade, that old reliable, that's been with me, for years and years. Jordan Poyer, my, the safety that I almost always leave my draft with. And he cools me off and is good. It's not a beer, but I'm happy with it.
Hard lemonade. Oh, that shit burns, man. You ever drink that hard lemonade?
I think everything burns you, Gary.
It might be a Gary issue. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
a
it
little
might be a
bit.
Gary
I'm
issue.
not a hot sauce guy right now, that's for sure. But you guys
speaking of
ever
hot
had that
sauce.
hard lemonade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Years ago.
man, that burns like bush fucking owners.
No, you're good. You're fine
Manager.
here.
Yeah.
So what I think is interesting is I think we mentioned Poyer, TJ Watt, and there was like one other that we all mentioned.
Aaron Donald, I think.
Aaron
Yeah.
Donald, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of
Miles
similar
Garrett?
themes. Garrett
No?
too, I think maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, you didn't do Garrett, JJ?
No, or Donald.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
did say
Roquan.
TJ Watt.
It's some Roquan and some Darius.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah,
I know.
I got lemonade was tough, man. Which one was your guys' toughest?
Mm.
I don't give a shit.
Barbecue chicken was my toughest.
Oh, that's nice.
Hot dog was the last one I did.
I don't know. They
My
all fell
microphone.
into place for me. I just kind of sat here and
It
I was
seems
looking
so
through it and
natural.
thinking, yeah,
Yeah.
it just worked.
So
But-
this is your guys' fifth year?
What,
Yeah,
doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I bet you've got a lot of laughs, man.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should bring this back. We do like a Thanksgiving one too, if you guys are interested.
Yeah.
Do it again.
That's cool.
Entirely different foods.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's brainstorm?
Probably the same players.
Probably the same players. Yes.
Right. Right.
But so this was one of our favorite segments from the show, and when we ended last summer, which we ended because Johnny and I both had other things that we wanted to pursue. It was getting schedule conflicts with Sean, our other host, and so we said let's set it aside and we can come back for special episodes, and here it is.
Man, you guys
we're here
did it for
first special.
so long, Nate, right? You guys did it for so long. And I mean, life changes. Everybody's got their own thing. You're married, right, Nate?
Yeah.
Got married since, John, you're doing well. I know you're doing well in your career. I mean, things change. That's got to be tough because I know you guys being best friends like that too, just man, a little bit of separation anxiety. Like I'm going to have if JJ and Craig leave me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have a fucking meltdown, man.
Yeah. I think we made the decision after we took a off season off and we were thinking about coming back, and it just became like a scheduling thing where it was like,
right.
We were so busy and we just decided like, hey, let's do a limited run. Let's end it properly and kind of do greatest hits, bring on, all the guys that, we've had on through the years as part of our, extended family. And I think we did it perfectly and just right up to the season. And that's when we stopped. Right. And so now we get to do these little special one-offs, and just very happy to have you guys here. And as we kind of end this show, I'm going to just go around and we'll have everyone talk about, where the audience can find you. What are you working on? The usual end of the show stick here. But let's go with you, Gary.
Let's see. Recently, I was just, hired to become senior IDP writer at Gambling Podcast, and I'm still a little bit fresh to this, folks. So I'm just going to go on to that and just say, hey, we got a new podcast with John. I'm really excited about. It's called the IDP Pro Player Pod. We're starting back at the beginning, man. We've learned so much and stuff, and we're trying to give everybody a new approach at the beginning and novice part of learning IDP, and do it in a simple manner. You don't have to know these guys, like, what size underwear they wear to win an IDP to begin with, and do favorable things that make it fun. But either way, the rest of this time, you can find me at Gridiron Ratings. You can see the IDP Tipster. Hey, I want you to go, and I want you to follow all these guys. And I want to mention again on how, man, make sure you're following JJ and Craig. You guys probably already know Nate and John. So, but I'm telling you, I love these guys. These guys are doing a great job over at Getting Defensive and Gridiron Ratings. So you couldn't follow anybody better.
Nice.
Let's go with you, JJ. You're next in line from our little order we had.
Absolutely. I'm at JJ Wenner on Twitter. I tweet sarcastic replies quite often. So if that's what you're looking for, make sure you're following me. I'm hosting the Rider Dynasty podcast over at Gridiron. We're having Drew Davenport on this Wednesday, 2 days. So excited for that. Going to talk some auction strategy, and you can find me on Thursdays with Gary doing Getting Defensive. Thank you so much to Nate and John for having me on, and
same.
All thanks to Gary for giving me the opportunity to be on the pod.
I just got fucking lucky.
All right, Craig.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. I'm mainly tweeting dad jokes and GIFs, whatever you want to call them. So if you see something goofy like that, very well may be for me. You can find most of my content over on rotoheat.com. I'm the current Tuesday host of Getting Defensive with Gary. They may be changing later in the off season here to Mondays, so check back in for that. And then the other thing I forgot about earlier, on Roto Heat's YouTube at 12 Eastern on Fridays, you can find I'm the host of Player Normal Activity, where I have a guest on and talk about a specific player and their current situation coming up this year, and then a paranormal encounter, either personal, historical, something like that, to kind of mix it up from just fantasy football.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Now, were you put a call? Was it you that put a call out maybe a couple months ago for people who had paranormal experiences? John, did you go on that show?
I did. We had a great talk.
Next week.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome. Have I heard your? Go ahead, Craig. I'm sorry.
You will
No, the
next
8th.
Friday. You'll
Yep,
hear
it'll
it
be
next
on the
Friday.
8th.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. So we can't get a teaser. See if it already aired. Damn it.
Gotcha. All right, Johnny, what are you up to?
I'm gonna start my Cats article as soon as you set the league up.
I just need the information on it. We can go. I'm
No,
ready.
I know it's we're waiting on everyone else, but yeah, I'm gonna do an article series on cats and some fantasy football because I don't care. Our site's automated, and I've done my part, so I get to do whatever the fuck I want now, including write about cats, and publish it on IDP Guys. So it's gonna be the cat owner, pictures of the cat, talk about the cat, and then your draft strategy for that league. Nate's doing an MFL themed cat league with gifs and memes, and it's gonna be ridiculous. So
Yeah, I'm gonna design the whole
Yeah.
league site. Yeah,
Yeah.
and use our actual animals.
right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. So that's the next
like-
project, and the interview series. And
That's
so
cool.
you guys, I'm gonna JJ and Craig, I'm gonna need you two for interviews. I'll come knocking at some point soon here, and then that's it. I'll see you guys in season. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome for having you on IDP Guys.
The Gary, I'm doing the Gary pod too. I've got so much shit I forget about it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm doing
it's-
that.
Yeah, there it is. All right.
I'm actually became a cat fan. So I have my wife. She just, oh man, she's fell in love with this or cat. So maybe I can get her to watch or read some fantasy football, because if I start talking about it, you get the roll of the eyes and like, okay, I guess I'll put up with it for a few minutes because I'm going to tell you something that's going to really get you busy.
That's funny.
All right.
All right. Well, for me, I'm at Nate Cheat. Find me on Twitter. Generally, what I'm doing is I kind of run the whole thing over there at IDP Guys with our team.
Modest.
and- yeah, right.
Modest.
Without them, I wouldn't be able to do any of it. I was pulling my hair out, a couple years ago, trying to get everything going, and we've got a well-oiled machine there now, and looking to the future and what we can do going forward to push IDP itself into the future. But other than that, I also own a design company, Writer Design, where I create websites, and right now I've been doing a lot of fantasy football or sports sites, so I put that information out there, and I will be launching soon. I keep saying soon, but things keep coming up. But I have been putting out teasers for my new content design coach website, contentdesigncoach.com, the podcast, the YouTube videos. Had some great conversations with very experienced content creators, people that are guys that are running sites that have millions of views each month, sometimes each day. I mean, the last guy I talked to, he said at his site, if an article doesn't hit 1 million in a day, it didn't do well. And to me, that's just like so above my level that I can't even imagine. But he's at a major wire site for USA Today, and
I mean, think about that. That's that little kid in India sitting in the porta potty with his fucking phone, looking at fancy football. That's how deep 1 million views a day is, right? It reaches
Quite a reach.
far. Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
So
Let's making sure
taking
that
taking in advice from these guys and giving it to the audience that are listening in, so that they can get better at their craft, to advance, to know what they need to do to, if they want to get to that level, what are the steps, where to go, what to do, or whatever level you want to get to. And that's the whole thing about it. Everyone wants to get to their own goal, whether that is full-time, whether that's just hanging out with a few friends that you've met online. So that's my whole next major project, and I'm hoping for that to launch by the end of the month.
Nice.
Website, subscription program into a community, as well as courses that will teach you. I mean, the first course that it's going to come out with is how to start a website, and it's going to go from beginning to end, and at the end you will have one that works. And hopefully it teaches you better than trying to figure it out through YouTube and
Oh
that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
that's tough too. I mean, it's great stuff there. I remember, I built a site one year and even used a page builder, but it's so involving in time. So to have a cheat sheet, somebody giving any type of guidance other than circling down, and YouTube videos are great, but the thing is, they only give you so much and leave out a key part. So you got to go watch another video to find that key part. And you'll see that they left out a key part that the first one did. So it's kind of like a puzzle to get it really going. Man, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Like
So there will be no puzzle pieces together. It'll literally just be start the course, and by the end of the course, you have a fully functioned site. And I'll be going through from YouTube channels and podcasts, all those kind of things. So
just one little disclaimer, and I'll shut the hell up, man. And that is, there were no orphan Indian kids hurt in what I said earlier. And I'm sorry if I've offended anybody, because I kind of thought about that. That was tasteless and a point. So
we're already getting DMs, and this isn't even live, Gary.
I'm going to go now.
I don't know if it was it more or less.
I really didn't mean it. It was off the cuff. I apologize.
My Myles Garrett comp, is it more or less tasteless? Like, where are we at here?
It's fine. I've been desensitizing our listeners and viewers for years. We're good.
Right.
But all right, with that, thank you guys so much for joining us for a special episode of IDP Guys. For everyone listening, make sure that you're following everyone here, consume their content, and make sure that you're subscribed. Yeah, subscribe to the IDP Guys network. We have a ton of great content coming out from our other writers and YouTubers and all of that stuff. It's just amazing where we're at, and I'm happy to share this evening with you guys.
Great time.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.